What's good, YouTube? Nappy192 here, back again once again, and today we are officially launching our Pokemon Blaze Black 2 Egglocke with our Send Me Eggs video. In this video, I will explain to you guys how to create and where to send your eggs to be included in the Egglocke. Now, before we get started, there are a couple rules that I have to ask you guys to abide by. These rules are set in place to make this process a lot simpler and a lot easier for everyone to get their eggs in. The first rule that I'm going to have to ask you guys to listen to is to watch the video in its entirety. I cannot tell you how important it is to make sure that you guys get your eggs created and sent in properly. Back when we did the Pokemon Blaze Black Egglocke the first time, we had over 3,000 eggs submitted. And please, don't let that discourage you. Don't sit there and think, oh, my egg's never going to get chosen, because it very well might. All the eggs sent will be downloaded and randomized and put into the game randomly. But the reason I'm asking you guys to watch the video in its entirety is so that you can make sure that your eggs are created properly. We're going to have a lot of people submitting eggs, and it's not fair for you to submit an egg that's not created the correct way and the person after you makes a correct egg but they don't get chosen. So please, make sure that you watch the video in its entirety. Don't assume that you have your egg created right. Make sure you watch it and get your eggs in the right way. Our second rule is that you may only submit one egg. As I just mentioned, we have a lot of people submitting eggs, so the easiest way for everyone to make sure that they have a fair chance of getting their eggs in is if they create just one. If you have 2 favorite Pokemon, if you have 3 favorite Pokemon, you gotta slim it down to just 1. Make your favorite Pokemon, put it in the egg, and ship it to me. Our third rule is that there are no legendary Pokemon allowed in an Egglocke. You can't hatch legends from eggs naturally, so why would this time be any different? And our fourth and final rule is that whatever Pokemon you choose to send, you have to send their beginning stage evolution, whatever you want to call it, the first stage of that Pokemon. So if you want to send me a Machamp, you have to send me a Machop. And this applies for baby Pokemon as well. If you want to send me an Azumarill, do not send me an egg with a Marill inside, send me an egg with an Azurill inside. Any egg submissions that do not follow these 4 simple rules will be rejected and not used. As I said, we're going to have a lot of people submitting eggs, and I want to give everyone an equal and fair chance. So please, make sure that you get your eggs created properly and sent in the right way. So let's go ahead and move on to how to create your eggs. In the description will be everything that you need. The first program that you're going to need to download, if you do not already have it, is WinRAR. You would think that everybody and their mother would already have WinRAR installed on their computer, but I can tell you this is what, the 3rd, 4th Egglocke we've done, and every single time there's somebody that doesn't have WinRAR. Don't worry, it's a free program, free trial. All you need to do is use it this one time. The download link to that will be in the description. Once you have WinRAR installed, you need to download PokeGen. Some of you guys may already be familiar with the program PokeGen, which is short for Pokemon Generator, but either way, I'm going to go over how to create your eggs as it is. So once you have PokeGen downloaded, you're going to use the program WinRAR that you just installed to extract PokeGen out of its file, place it on the desktop, place it wherever you like, and go ahead and open it up. When you open it up, this should be the first screen that you see. This is your main tab. What you're going to want to do is go right here to Species and choose your Pokemon. Now, as I said, you have to choose the base evolution, the base form for it. We're in 5th gen, so you can go up to the 5th gen Pokedex, the Unova Pokedex. So let's say that you want to send me a Dano. Put Dano in there. Well, ideally you want to send me a Hydreigon, but you have to send the first form, so you want to send a Dano. Next, you get to choose the nickname. Type in whatever nickname that you want here. Keep in mind, it can only be so long, because the game only has so many characters. And then go ahead and check this next to it. Check the little checkbox next to it. I call all my Danos Bully, so there we go. Next, you're going to want to leave the experience at 0 and the level at 1. That's what they will naturally be when they hatch out of their eggs. They're not going to have any experience, and they're going to be at level 1. Afterwards, you're going to want to go down here to the Nature tab, and this is where you get to choose what type of nature the Pokemon's going to have. You could either be a good guy and give us a beneficial nature, or you could be that dickhead and give us a terrible, terrible nature. If you're not sure on what all the natures do, if you leave your mouse over top of this Nature tab right here, you can see a separate tab pops up that will give you all the details, what stats are boosted, what stats are lowered based upon their natures. As you can see the bottom half of the box right there on your screen. Bashful, docile, hardy, quirky, serious, all have no change on our stats. So if you're not sure what they are, just check it out there. For a Hydreigon, ideally, we want either a modest or timid Hydreigon, because Hydreigon is a special attacker. Dano and Zweilous are physical attackers, but Hydreigon is a special attacker. You could run a mixed Hydreigon. Anyways, let's not talk about that right now. Let's not talk about that right now. So ideally, you want a modest Hydreigon, so I'm going to have this Dano be modest. Moving on after that, you can choose whatever held item you like. Whatever held item that's in the game, you can go ahead and put it in there. If you want to send a Master Ball, you can send a Master Ball. If you want to send a Magnet, you can send a Magnet. What a lot of people do with this is, if they want to send me Pokemon, like, let's say you want to send me a Jolteon. Obviously, you can't send me a Jolteon. You have to send an Eevee. So to let me know that you want that Eevee to be a Jolteon, give it a Thunderstone as well. So when I hatch that Eevee, I'll know I need to take this Thunderstone, apply it at the right time, and we'll have the Jolteon that you meant to send us. Just for shits and giggles though, I'm going to go ahead and give this guy choice specs, just because, why not? Next is one of the most important options on this entire setup process. You must leave the happiness at 0. If you make it any higher than 0, it's going to take us forever to hatch the eggs. Even with the quick hatch code on, it's going to take us a very long time to hatch it. And as a person playing the game, and I guarantee you, as you guys being the person watching it, you do not want to sit and wait for an egg to hatch. You want all the eggs to hatch immediately. So make sure you leave the happiness set to 0. After that, we have the option to set its ability. Now, in the description will be a link to a Pokédex that is updated all the way to 5th gen, and you need to go and check out what legal abilities are available for the Pokemon that you like to send. Once you have the Pokédex loaded up, go ahead and find the Pokemon that you're trying to send, and this will give you all of the information about them. As you can see, for our Dano, its only legal ability is Hustle. So we have to give our Dano Hustle. As we continue to move on, the next option is Form. This is applied for Pokemon like Rotom, where you can choose to give it like a Rotom Wash form, but it doesn't really matter because it's still going to hatch as just a regular Rotom. So just leave that blank. If the option is available for you, still leave it blank. After that, you can choose whatever country you like your Pokemon to come from. It really does not matter. That's really just for you. If you like to have your Pokemon come from a certain place, it's fine, it's whatever. But at the end of the day, it really does not matter what country it's from. Origin, it kind of sort of plays the same way. It really does not matter. So honestly, I would say just don't even mess with these two options, because at the end of the day, it does not matter. So for right now, we are now done with this main tab in PokeGen. You need to go up here to Met and click on it. Next thing you need to do is make sure that your egg comes from black 2, white 2. If it's changed to anything else, go ahead and change it back. It should already be set for black 2, white 2, but if it's changed to anything else, go ahead and change it back. Much like before, the location does not really matter. If you were trying to send Pokemon through Pokebank, this would make a difference. It needs to be correct and whatnot, but since we're just doing an Egglocke, it does not really matter. You can have this come from anywhere. We're going to have our little Dano come from the Iron Chamber, because why not? Next, you can choose whatever ball you like your Pokemon to appear in once it hatches. Again, this does not really matter. It's all up to personal preference. You can make it whatever you want. We're going to have a heavy ball. The rest of this really does not matter. Just leave it how it is. Just don't mess with it, don't mess with it, don't mess with it. Then you're going to go up here to the Stats tab, and this is where you get to fill in all of the EVs and the IVs for our Pokemon. You can give them perfect EVs and perfect IVs if you like. Honestly, I just recommend clicking randomize IVs, randomize EVs, and we're good to go. At the end of the day though, if you want to go ahead and take the time to go ahead and put in specific EVs and IVs, that is up to you. For now though, we're done with this tab. What you want to do is go up here to attacks, and this is where you need to go back to that Pokédex that I linked in the description. The only moves that are allowed on our Pokemon in our Egglocke when they hatch are either level 1 moves or egg moves. As you can see, Dano has just Tackle and Dragon Rage at level 1, so both of those are acceptable to give to him. Then his egg moves, he's got much more diversity when it comes to his egg moves. You can give them any of these at all that you like. Any egg moves or level 1 moves, and that's it. Those are the only moves that are acceptable for any Pokemon that hatch. Again, like I said, rule number 1 is please make sure that you follow all of these rules. If a Pokemon is hatched and it has any moves that are not level 1 or egg moves, the Pokemon will be released and not used. I can't tell you how many times people have sent me eggs and tried to send in some shady little shit there on the side, sending in some Pokemon that know moves that they're not supposed to know. The Pokemon will be caught and it will be released. So we're going to go ahead and go back to PokeGen now, and we're going to give our Dano Dark Pulse, Earth Power, and then we're going to give him Fire and Ice Fang. just so that our Dano and our Zweilous have something to work with. Then at the same time, we've got 2 decent moves for our Hydreigon with Dark Pulse and Earth Power. So once we get the Hydreigon, he'll be good to go. Make sure you leave the PP ups at 0 because this is their natural PP. Any PP ups that are applied should be applied in-game and not at the time of hatching. This last tab is Original Trainer. All this information will be filled out by whatever our trainer is in-game. So you guys don't even have to worry about this last tab. So once you're done with all of that, go over here back to the main tab. And you want to go up here to this PID finder. Click on this finder button right here. And if you want to go ahead and use a shiny, double click that so it turns into a check mark. And then go ahead and use the search feature. If you're not about that shiny life, uncheck it and just click search. Of course, if you're going to use shiny, it's going to take a little bit longer to search for the code. But either way, that's what you want to do. Make sure it's clicked. And go ahead and click OK. After that, the very last thing that you need to do is go down here to egg and checkmark egg. Once you're done with that, go up here to this box, right click and click set, and if you did everything properly, it should appear as an egg right there in the first slot. Once you complete all that, you need to go up here to file and then click save Pokemon from tabs. I'd recommend that you save it somewhere on your desktop, and please don't nickname the file what the actual Pokemon is. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten egg files named Riolu, or Chimchar, or Darumaka, or Tot PKM. All that stuff, don't do that. Go ahead, either name it after yourself, or name it after whatever the Pokemon's nickname is. So for example, our Dano is named Bully, so we will have bully.pkm wherever we save it at. Once you've created your .pkm file, I need you to go ahead, go to your email, and you need to email it to nappythegreat@gmail.com. If that's too much for you to handle, that will be included in the description as well. You can go ahead and copy and paste it just to make sure that you have the correct email address. Once you've gone ahead and sent it off, you're done. That's all you need to do to create your egg to submit for our Pokemon Blaze Black 2 Egglocke. I'm going to be accepting eggs until this Friday at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So basically Friday at midnight is the last chance you have to get eggs in. For those of you guys that want to be sneaky, when you send emails, guess what? They're time-stamped. So if you send me an egg, I don't care if it's 12:01 a.m. on Saturday morning, it will not be included. There's more than enough time for you guys to get your eggs in. As you saw, it took literally 5 minutes to create an egg and send it in. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I will download all of the eggs sent, and the eggs will be pulled from the files randomly and placed into the game. And for those of you wondering, a download link to play along will be included in the description of the first episode. Let me just go ahead and get formal instructional teacher Nappy out of here. Oh my god. Anyways, I hope that you guys were able to follow and understand that egg creation video properly. I'm really hyped. I'm really hyped to start this. Blaze Black was easily our best LP that we've ever done on the channel, and the hype surrounding Blaze Black 2 is insane. So please send in your eggs, get them in on time this Friday at midnight, and I'll put them in the game. As I said, you guys are going to be able to play along as well, and now I'm just repeating myself. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you guys are hyped for the Blaze Black 2 Egglocke, make sure you smash the hell out of the like button down below for us, and the first episode will go up a week from today. So, with that being said, you guys, thank you for all your support, thank you for sending in the eggs, thank you for making this possible, and thank you for checking out the video. You know me, YouTube, Nappy192. I'm out.